Welcome to Elder Observation. My name is Pharaoh Elaton, and I'm glad you could join me. Today's segment, I will be interviewing an older brother by the name of Mr. McIntosh. I bumped into Mr. McIntosh today while getting the brakes fixed on my wife's car. We began to have a conversation. I found out he was born in 1948. He's from Alabama, moved to Chicago. He's a transmission expert, and he's very good at working on cars, trucks, and most motors and engines. And so I thought it would be wise to interview him. On these segments of Elder Observation, I am doing interviews with people to collect information that'll be lost historically if nobody interviews them. And so I was more than happy to ask Mr. McIntosh a few questions. He was very gracious, and he gave me some pretty good information. We didn't have a lot of time, but I'm trying to collect this information wherever I can. So I hope you enjoy this segment.
Marcus Isaac McIntosh, 48. Well, back then it was some people had it better than others, and I consider myself as having it pretty good back then because I was able to make what I would call would be a good living. At 16 years old, I was making $42 a week in 1964. So I consider that was a pretty good living at the time compared to other people blacks was making in the South. Well, it's always been racism. It's just been hidden racism. And with this president we have, it just took more, it made people feel more comfortable to come out and show that they racism. He gave them hope that America was going to be great again, just like he predicted. Well, first of all, black people are going to have to get more involved in economics and stuff like that, computers and all the future. Anything dealing with cars, anything electronics and stuff like that, that's what we're going to have to go for, because just going to college, being school teachers and stuff like that, there's more money in other fields. And that's what we used to be trained for, school teachers, coaches and stuff like that. But it's a new day now. Yep, electronics. So that's what we're gonna have to do. When you go to college, figure out what you wanna be. Everybody's not college material. Take a trade, electricians, stuff like that, And refrigerator and air conditioning and mechanics. Every hospital built, they need air conditioning and the refrigeration people. They work on the furniture and stuff like that. So that's what you need, electronics. But every building you see built needs refrigerator, air conditioning people. Yeah, so that's what I think. Well, like I say, I'm glad that I come from Alabama because it gave me a lot of experience at life. And I rode horses, I baled hay, I picked cotton. So it gave me a good foundation. Hard work pays off. And that's the way I feel. I have nothing wrong to say about Alabama. Well, the thing about it, my people didn't really speak on slavery too much. because they wasn't educated enough to even know, their history about slavery. And they felt, the way I looked at it, we lived pretty good considering we got to go to school. We didn't have to be a sharecroppers or anything like that. We had our own land, different things that other people didn't have. Now, how we come by it, I really don't know, but we had it. So, but my people was live pretty good being from the South. What made me due to the fact my mother passed and my father had a stroke. He had a heart attack, and then the family went their separate ways. I wanted to come to Chicago because my uncle was a diesel mechanic, and I worked on cars, and I liked working on cars. So I came here to pursue my education. So I ended up being a transmission mechanic. I worked for Amco over 20 years. Then I had my own businesses. So it gave me a good foundation by being born in the South. So that's the way I look at it. First of all, Donald Trump, he good for the economics and the economy. But for the poor people, he didn't never believe in black people. When he first built his hotels, he wouldn't rent. His daddy, they wouldn't rent to black people. So Donald Trump, he just done what America lying him to do, is make America great again, and it never been great after slavery. So that's what he meant when he said, make America great again. If you mess around, he's gonna put you back in slavery. So that's the way I look at Donald Trump.
So I want to thank Mr. McIntosh again. That was very informative. He was very nice to do that for me. And I really enjoyed his information, and I enjoyed his energy. He was a very positive man. In the future, all of these elder observation interviews will be only on my Patreon. And so I would advise you to join Patreon. There's different levels for you to join. And those of you that are on the God and Goddess level and the Lord and Lordess level, look for your gifts to be coming in the mail and within the next month. And I hope you all stay tuned to these episodes and these segments because they're going to get better and better. The interviews are going to take place in a lot of different states, a lot of different cities. And it's going to be really worth listening to people that I'm trying to interview, a lot of them way older than myself. Because many times we don't collect recent history, we just study older history and ancient history. So I'm going to be working hard to bring this information to you, and I appreciate you watching.